In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you 12 camera angles, why you would use them, and how these would help you in your storytelling. Let's go. Number one is the wide shot, and you've guessed it, it's wide. This is used to establish where the action's going to take place and the world that we as the audience are traveling to meet the characters and go through the journey of the piece. This establishes the forum in which we will spend the duration of the film. Two is the long shot. We take the camera, we move it back, and we see the surrounding area, but this time we're punching in slightly and maybe we are being introduced to the character. The long shot will be used to show the entire of our character's body. We'll see it all. We start to see their relationship with their environment, what's going on around them. Number three, the medium shot. We are very definitely focusing in on a specific character. We're starting to see their detail. The medium shot would be from waist up. We start to see specific details, the expressions on their face. This is almost the distance that we would have if we were in a conversation with somebody. Again, we are being drawn into the action. Number four is the cowboy shot, and that wins the title of coolest shot name. This was typically used in a Western, and it will be from just below the hips. So if you imagine that Clint Eastwood is standing there facing off and he goes to reach for his gun that's hanging on his hip, that's the area that we're going to see from too. Now again, this can be used to reveal that a character has nothing to hide. If we can see the character's hands, we fully know what's going on. The tight shot or the close-up. Now we are getting intimate. So suddenly we are being drawn right into a specific character. They're being highlighted. We're in a space that in everyday life we don't normally inhabit. We don't normally get that close to people. So we are being brought into the details. We can now see the micro expressions. We can see exactly what's going on in the eyes, which is what film is all about. This really places us in the world of that character. We know what's going on in their mind, their reactions, how they are feeling in that specific situation. They may be saying one thing, but this close-up will be telling us a very different story. We are in the midst of the drama at this point. A close-up or a tight shot is used when we reach the pinnacle of the action, the real climax of what's going on. We have slowly been brought through all of these shots, and now we are in the eye of the storm. Number six. This is used to draw attention to a specific object. For example, we may have a scene where there's a character who looks calm, collected, like they're in control of what's going on. And then we get an extreme close-up of a finger that's tapping away on a table, and we see that there are nerves there. This is used to emphasize a detail within the scene, and this is used to guide our audience into a deeper part of the story and say this is something that we need to pay attention to. Our seventh shot is an over-the-shoulder shot, and again it does what it says on the tin. So we place the camera over the shoulder of a character, and this is normally when they are in conversation, when there is a dialogue between them and another character. This is great for getting us as the audience and placing them in that scene as if we too are listening to and responding to the conversation that is happening, the conflict that is rising, the back and forth that is happening between these two characters. This puts us right in the middle of the action. makes us part of it, makes us sit forward. We're no longer sitting back as passive spectators. We're there. We're seeing this happen in front of us. Number 8, the POV, point of view shot. So this is us as the audience actually seeing the world through a specific character's eyes. As a result, we are experiencing what they're experiencing. The real power of this is that we are walking in their shoes. We are literally becoming that character. The next 3 shots are going to be about camera angles. So the first angle that we can use is a low angle. If we see a character through a low angle, they look strong, they look in control, they look dominant. They are the people that have the power at that moment. They are driving, they are controlling the scene, the action. Number 10, on the opposite end of the spectrum, is the high shot. If a character is seen through a high shot, then they look weak, they look vulnerable, they look as if they are being dominated in that scene. Brought together, the high and the low angles are fantastic in showing a shift in power during a scene. One character may begin above and the other character below, and as the scene progresses, that changes, and as a result, there is a power shift. And we literally see that in front of us. This is all told to us by where the camera is placed. Number 11 is the Dutch tilt. Normally, a camera is held on a horizon. But if we slightly tilt that camera, then us as the audience, we're seeing something that's off kilter. We're seeing something that's not right. Something is amiss. And that is exactly what the Dutch tilt does when it's used. We realise that the world is off its axis at that point. Something is going to happen. Something is off balance. It can be used to build that feeling of uncertainty, of unease within the character and within us as the audience. Number 12 is the cutaway or B-roll. This is taking the audience's attention to something that's outside the immediate action that is happening. This can be used to introduce a side story. This can be used to show another aspect of the world that we are in that isn't directly related to what's happening. This can introduce the side story, and with that start to plant the seeds of where we are going to next. And one of the most powerful uses of B-roll is to use in the edit, to break up a scene if there are talking heads, to just add another dimension to it. So now we've flown through 12 different camera angles that you can use in telling your story. The important thing when using this is to always go back to story and how you want your audience to feel at any moment. Do you want them to feel engaged? Do you want them to feel removed from the action? Do you want to be introducing a world to them that they need to understand? Do you want them to see through a character's eyes or feel that they are eavesdropping on a really important conversation that's happening? This is where we really can tell our story by using the camera in these 12 ways. To bring emotion, to bring tension, to bring conflict to our characters and to our audience, and lead them on that journey. Taking them by the hand and bringing them through this multitude of emotions that should exist in each and every one of the scenes that we create. It's all about story, It's all about perspective. It's all about emotion. Think of these 12 tools that you have available to you and use them to tell lots of different stories, to add an energy to the piece that you're creating, and to really bring us as the audience along on that ride. If you found this helpful, then give us a thumbs up. And if you want to see more of this content, hit the subscribe and the notification bell so that you're kept up to date with more filmmaking tutorials. Till the next one, go out and make stuff happen.